All right, guys, thank you for joining me tonight. Appreciate it as always. Is it me? No, not is it me, but it seems that YouTube's getting carried away with the commercials. I mean, like on every video, even videos that don't are not monetized, they get carried away with these commercials. Anyway, first and last, thank you for the 5x5. Kenzo, Mr. Landfill, Maryland, Loretta, thank you for the 5x5. Sarita, let's go. Krista, thank you for the 5x5. Busy, Kimberly, Occurs, Kathy, Plain Prepper, thank you for 5x5. From Mr. Dumbass, Trail Name, Maria, Raccoon Eyes, Ozark, Base Bunny, Evolving Media, thank you for 5x5. Toto, Witty, Dobie, Mike, Mitch, The Watchman, Charles, John, thank you for the 5x5. Miss Puff, Ken, thank you for the 5x5. Dan Phillips, Patch, Millions, Crow, Kimberly, thank you for the 5x5. Water Tiger, Mateo, Lisa, Kimbo, thank you for the 5x5. North Carolina, Uptech, Bush Pig, what's going on? Bush Pig, I haven't seen you in a while. Thank you for the 5x5. Miss Nancy and Recoil Ready, thank you for the 5x5. Of course, I wasn't squared away on the phone. But anyway, there are way too many commercials on what you call it now, man. Prep to Adapt, Raccoon Eyes and Maria, thank you for the 5x5 on Rumble. Yeah, there's just way too many commercials now. I'm like everything is a commercial. Again, they're people who are not monetized and they have commercials on their videos. And yeah, it's out of control, man. It's enough. I mean, again, you're trying to pay the creators, but really, Prepper Revelator, what's going on? Thank you for the 5x5. Teddy Roosevelt, Martine, thank you for the 5x5. JP, thank you for the 5x5. And Sojourner. It's enough already. I mean, and listen, keep in mind that I know that they run more commercials now in January because January is the lowest paying month for creators. So, for example, I never really noticed it. I just didn't notice it. So I went to check it out, and my click rate for every 1,000 videos was like, I think it was like $8 or $9 in December and November. Or November was 7, December was like 8 or 9, and then it dropped right down to 4, right? So that's $4 for every 1,000 views. It is what it is. So I guess maybe YouTube's trying to make up for it on their end. You know, I mean, I doubt very much they care about the smaller content creators like myself. But I guess they're just trying to keep themselves alive. But again, January is also because a lot of companies put all their money into the holiday season. And so when January, February hits, it's the lowest pay. Had to watch 3 commercials, really, and you couldn't even skip them. That's the other thing. Like, I know I have the skipping ability picked. So if you can't skip it, that's not me. Right? And I mean, even Rumble, for Christ's sake, has commercials on here. I'm like, everybody gets carried away. And I get it, that's how I get paid, but sometimes it's just annoying. It's just a little much, that's all. All right, guys, if you do not mind, hit the thumbs up or the thumbs down. It does help with the algorithm. I do appreciate that. Apparently, you know, they change their algorithm all the time, but the one thing that stays consistent is the thumbs up. And also commenting, and that, I don't know about sharing. I don't know what the hell sharing does. Gavin Newsom. Yeah, listen, YouTube is definitely paying people less. That's for sure. That was a problem a few months ago, and a lot of creators were crying about it. And listen, man, it's nice to have this extra money. Don't get me wrong, but I also know where this is going. Right? So I know that YouTube's not going to be around forever. At the very least, the way it's carrying on right now, right? The way it's carrying on right now is not the same, and it's going to change. It's going to get worse. It's going to get worse, and yeah. So yeah. Anyway, it's just going to get bad, and it's funny, right? Trail Name. So Trail Name said I like to watch AMSR videos to go to sleep, but they have too many commercials now. Right. So and again, the worst thing about these commercials, like For example, on a fitness channel, guy's doing a workout and you're trying to keep up with him, and in the middle of the workout, there's a fucking commercial. Now, if they could schedule the commercials to be 60 seconds long, that would be cool. Then that would be the break. But I don't think they have any control over it like that. Right? You're watching ASMR video, or you're just watching some mood channel, and you're like getting all in the mood, you're relaxing, and then some stupid commercial comes on. It's dumb. It's like it's enough already. We get it. You know. It's just annoying. And listen, even again, I have a channel, and I look at some of my commercials. I'm like, this is too much. This is dumb. Can you do super chats to a separate account? I don't know what you mean by that, Edmund. No, I mean, I can only do. People can only super chat my channels that are monetized, right? If that makes sense. So you can only do super chats to this and the Angry Truth. I'm trying to get the fitness monetized. I've just been having such a hard time getting the fitness channel back off the ground. Yeah, I just have not been in the right mood to do it. And I was going to wake up tomorrow morning and do it, and what happened? I got hired. So not going to happen. I'll have to find time this week to do this video. Devotee says I run ad blockers. Haven't seen a commercial. Really? That works on all right. Did they really put the Canadian Peppers ad on my channel? Because that means he paid for that shit. I can't see people. I mean, unless you have a business, then maybe yeah. No, Juan. It does not imply that we have a zombie issue, because the kids weren't zombied. That's a different. I don't know how you got that, but okay. But no, it's not a zombie issue. The hell am I looking at? All right. Some people say they don't have commercials. Other people say they do. Whatever. Nonetheless, it's just it's enough. It's getting to be way too much, man. Every video I watch has a commercial in it, and midstream. Oh, anyway, I'm gonna get the fitness channel back up and running. I just got to get the pack on my back and go for a walk. Simple as that. But whatever. Canadian is closing his. Yeah, I heard he was closing that side of his business. I'm pretty sure he wasn't making enough money, and he's competing with Amazon and the rest of them. So, I mean, whatever he's doing, it's his business. Though he told everybody it's business, but not the point. Anyway, tonight, guys, we're going to talk about a serious problem that I've noticed with kids, and this is getting really, really, really bad. And I do not understand why people are not addressing this issue. It's almost like people are trying to ignore it, like that giant fucking spider on the wall in Australia, right? The wolf spider. People just ignore it like it's going to go away. This isn't going to go away. This is only going to get worse. But sorry, trying to keep up with these, what you call it. Listen, I prefer no ads too, man. Mike 5150. We don't get all of the super chat. I think YouTube takes 30% or something like that. I think that's what it is. Where can you get the best that you use? The vest. The vest that I use, oh my God, what's the name of it? Wolf Tactical. Look up Wolf Tactical on Amazon. You'll find that weighted vest. You'll find the weighted vest there. But yeah, I mean, listen, it is what it is. 30% that they take, it's fine. I'm not, I mean, like this is their thing. This is their company. They do what they want. Again, man, I didn't know I can get paid for this. It took me 5 years of doing this to realize that I can get paid. Because people kept asking me, "Oh, you could get paid," and I go, "No, I can't." And then people I said that's for the elite YouTubers. I didn't know that small channel. It took me 5 years to figure this shit out. And then one day I saw a video, Sean Cannell, and he was like, "How to get paid on YouTube," and I'm like, so I'm curious. I clicked the video. I'm like, you fucking kidding me? This whole time I could have been getting paid, but instead I was like, just doing videos. I had no clue I can get paid. And when I got monetized, I didn't realize I got monetized. I saw something in an email saying you're monetized, but I thought it said you can get monetized. I didn't think anything of it. So I get my first check, my first check through YouTube, and it was like $200 or whatever it was, $110 or something like that. And I'm like, where the fuck does this money come from? Now I'm trying to track down the money and where it came from and all this other crazy shit. Again, completely oblivious to the fact that I can get paid, right? So once I realized I can get paid, I started taking it way more serious. But up to that point, I was just fucking around, you know. Really, Valley Parks, Rumble takes 50%. No shit. I don't get super chats over there, so I think I got a super chat like one time. So it doesn't really make me a difference. Yeah, I mean, like I guess yeah, the super. You know what? I didn't even realize it. I don't. Ken, did you look into back pay? What do you mean back pay? Evolva Media says she needs 600 more hours for part monetization. What do you mean part monetization? And you have a channel? I didn't know that. Rumble blows chunks. They all do. The problem, guys, is that we got comfortable with YouTube. We got very comfortable with YouTube. YouTube runs really good. You can find anything and everything on here. That is why YouTube is such a great, and I hate to say it, um, source of information, because you could find anything. You could build an entire car watching a YouTube video. Granted, you have all the parts and the pieces. You can build an entire car. One of the guys in the firehouse, he updated. He had an older car, so he put in one of the touchscreen things. He took the whole thing apart, put this touchscreen thing in, and it looked like it's part of the car now. He said he watched the whole video to do it. Um, but yeah, if you got a channel, man, get paid. Why not? You know, there were a lot of YouTube channels coming out, like a lot of prepper channels. Like, I do this because I love it, not that I want to, not to get paid. I'm like, you're an idiot and an asshole, because YouTube at the time, they're doing it now. Channels that are not monetized, they still run commercials. So now YouTube's going to get paid off of your videos. You're an idiot. People trying to like be honorable and be like, I do this for the love of prepping. We all do. But if you're going to get paid, you can get paid. You should get paid for doing this as well. Don't let YouTube take all your money. You know. But it was just like that whole like, I do this for the honor bullshit, and none of those channels are on anymore. Go figure. Yes, I do. Partial is having members and super chat. Full monetization is everything else. Oh, I didn't know that. Evolving Media, I didn't realize that. Fred, thank you for the donation, man. I appreciate it. People are panicking, buying like crazy. Yes, yeah, these nuts, exactly. I mean, listen, they're making this storm to be the storm of the century. If I'm off Saturday night, I might do a video on the storm of the century, if you will. That'll be a separate live stream. But I have a video coming out on it as well. But it's just the way people are behaving with the storm. I they're making it out to be like the storm's going to wipe humanity off the map. I just stop. It's a snowstorm. We'll survive. The humans haven't gotten this far, you know, just to be wiped out by some bullshit snowstorm. It doesn't make sense. I think they are actively trying to pussify us. It has to be. I think it has to be. I can't. I don't understand why people are being turning into bitch ass niggas. But anyway, with that, the serious thing that I wanted to talk about tonight is the problem of kids. There are a lot of kids offing their parents, and this has been going on for a while. Kenneth, that's not a bad idea. I would probably do it off the terrace if I could during a snowstorm, or if it started snowing, I could do it off the terrace. We'll see. But yeah. So the problem, guys, is that I'm starting to see, and constantly, more constant now than ever, a lot of videos of kids offing their parents. Now, granted, uh, there are a lot more older kids. When I mean older, I'm talking about like over 21 into their 40s, maybe even 50s, maybe even 60s in some cases, offing their parents. That's a little different because again, that's gone on before. I have seen a pickup in that. But the little kids, that's bad. So I have a couple of stories here, and not so much the whole story, but we're going to pull up a couple of these just to get a sense of what these kids are doing. And we're going to try to go on some kind of chronological order. But yeah, so anyway, the before I get into all of that, there's an ice storm threatening the entire United States. If I'm not mistaken, 240 million people are at risk. Whoa. All right. So anyway, the more not dangerous, but the more problematic thing of this storm, by the way, guys, is the fact that it's traveling, if I'm not mistaken, or stretching 1,800 miles across the country. One, two, there's going to be widespread and probably an absurd amount of power outages throughout the country. And of course, they are shutting down travel as we speak. So, with that, I will probably wind up doing a live stream and talking about the different things that are going on. Just a heads up: Salt Lake City experienced a 4.7 earthquake. I'm pretty sure that was earlier today. Anyway, like I said, I'll probably do an extra live stream, especially the closer the storm gets. Here, it should be hitting, I think, Sunday, and I know a lot of people probably start seeing it Saturday night. So I'll probably, like I said, do it Saturday night. Just because that should be an interesting live stream, and a lot of information is coming out. And I shit you not, the closer we get to the storm, the worse it seems to be. My mother texts me, "You're going to be working during the snowstorm?" I'm like, "I don't know yet. I'll see." She's like, "That's the other thing. If I'm working Saturday night, then there will be no live stream." But anyway, uh, even my mother texts me. She's like, "You're going to be in a bad storm." I'm like, "I think I'll be okay. I think I think I survived the Trade Center. A snowstorm shouldn't take me out. It would be such a shame if it did. That would be some shit. Imagine dying in a snowstorm. An Angryprepper died in a snowstorm. He survived 2 buildings, and snow took him out. Oh, that would be a worse way to die. Anyway, so guys, talking about kids offing their parents for, I tell you, like the worst reasons in the world. This story was a couple of years ago. If I'm not mistaken, it was 2022. So, according to a criminal complaint, on November 21st, a 10-year-old boy is accused of popping or offing his mother, who was 44 years old, Clayana Mann, because she woke him up early and would not buy him a VR headset or virtual reality headset. They're not naming this child because of his age. Now, keep this in mind. At the time this was reported, they didn't release his name. I think they released his name later after they charged him as an adult. Anyway, initial Milwaukee police ruled the shooting near 87 and Hemlock Street accidental, saying the boy was playing with the gun when it went off due to his age. They let the boy stay with his family. The next morning, the boy's family contacted the police with serious concerns. The boy's 26-year-old sister told police his brother had her brother had rage issues all his life and that he had been seeing a therapist who gave him a concerning diagnosis. He became very angry and acted out. The boy's mother set up a camera in the home before the deadly incident. Those cameras then became unplugged. The sister told investigators that the next day, after the fatal shooting, the boy logged onto his mother's Amazon account and ordered the headset. She also told police her brother never cried, never showed remorse after the shooting, but did say, "I'm really sorry for what happened. I'm sorry for killing my mom." Then the sister says if if he asked if his Amazon package had arrived when the police questioned the boy for the second time, the complaint stated that he admitted to killing his mother for not allowing him to buy the VR goggles and order the item off of Amazon. Prosecutors then told him the night before that his mother set keys for that he got the keys for the gun lock. Excuse me. He went to the basement, took up a shooting stance, and he admitted knowing the gun can kill people. Before he fired the shot, he closed his eyes. His mother walked in front of him, and when he tried to shoot the wall, to scare his mother, whereupon he admitted he shot her in the face when he was approximately 3 feet away from him. Yeah, trying to shoot a wall from 3 feet away. Anyway, after shooting his mother, he put the gun in the living room closet, then afterwards informed his older sister. The boy is charged with first-degree reckless homicide and is currently being held on $50,000 bail. If convicted, he's getting 60 years in prison. He did get 60 years in prison, if I'm not mistaken. I think the update on that was he's doing 60 years. I think he is currently 12 years old now. He should be 12 years old. So he'll be getting out when he is 72 years old. I don't think these kids volunteered to be. Yes, it is an awful story. And listen, there's a lot of things you can blame. I want to blame the arm ticket for a lot of this because there's been an increase in this within the last 5 years, specifically in the last 5 years. Now, obviously, guys, before that, I think video games did play a large part because we did see an increase in this in the late 90s, early 2000s. In the 80s and the early 90s, you rarely heard of anything like this. It was rare. It happened, but it was rare. So no, he was 10 at the time of this, and he is 12 now. All right, so this happened 2 years ago. And if I'm not mistaken, he goes back to court next month. Okay, so I guess February he goes back to court. This article was written. Oh no, I'm sorry. He'll be 14 this year, so he's 13 now. All right, he's 13 years old now, excuse me. And he was sentenced to 60 years in prison. So he'll be getting out when he's 72, 73. His entire life in prison. This kid's going to know nothing but prison, get out, and be, what's his name? From Shawshank Redemption. What the fuck's that guy's name? Carl or Philip? Damn it, I forgot his name. But anyway, he's going to be like that dude. He's not going to be able to acclimate to the outside world, and he's going to fucking find a pigeon and feed it until he dies or offs himself. Who knows? But over a VR headset. Now, guys, the problem with all of this is the increase in violence for these reasons are insane. Now, again, I've heard of these situations few far in between. When I was in EMS, and I was off the day this happened, but when I was in EMS, there was a guy, rather it wasn't a guy, it was a kid. I think he was 15, 14 years old at the time. So this was like over 20 years ago, 25, 24 years ago. This guy threw his grandmother off the terrace. He flipped out. No one really knows why he flipped out. And he tossed his grandmother off the terrace, right? So again, we heard of these things before. There was an incident a few years before COVID. This kid took his brother up to the roof and threw his brother right off the roof. Like, just chucked him off. And I'm thinking, this fucking little kid is going up to the roof with his brother, trusting his brother completely, not seeing anything wrong. And then this savage tossed his brother off the roof. So then again, guys, I'm seeing a reoccurring pattern, and it's more frequent now. Again, used to be few far in between. It's more frequent now. Um, Krista, it's not the parents. It's definitely. I mean, listen, there have been absent parents since the dawn of time. We have not seen anything like this up until recently, at least not this frequently. Excuse me. It's not just the absence of parents. There are parent households that have two parents involved, and the kids are still offing their parents or a parent, right? So, for example, this 11-year-old kid I forgot what the hell this kid was, but this 11-year-old kid shot his adoptive father. The father took his Nintendo Switch away from him because he wanted him to go to bed. So the kid had his birthday. He was 10, he turned 11. They gave him this Christmas gift or birthday gift. He was up late. The father wanted him to go to bed. The kid goes downstairs, gets a gun, and blows his father's brain out while he's sleeping. The mother is sleeping next to him. He doesn't touch the mother. He drops the gun and runs out saying, "I killed my father." Both parents are in the household, so it's not always the parents or two family household. There are a ton of single family households out there, or single parent households. Excuse me. That's not even close to it, right? So again, this is a pattern. And here's the other thing: the behavioral issues with kids. No one's calling that out either. There are kids flipping out over nonsense, right? Again, the kid with the rage issue in the 2022 case, he had rage issues. What are kids doing with rage issues? Again, yes, you could blame technology because a lot of parents are putting these devices in front of their kids and hoping that these devices raise their kids and keep the kids quiet. So the kids are watching whatever they're watching unchecked, probably. Not to mention they probably have a shitty diet. The parents are not telling these kids to go to sleep early anymore. Used to be in bed by like 8, 9 o'clock as a 10 or 11-year-old. Now 10 or 11, they're hanging out to like midnight, 1 o'clock. Mom, I'm playing Call of Duty. 3 o'clock in the morning? The kids got to go to school in a few hours. I mean, yes, there's some bad parenting in there. There's some bad dieting in there. There's a lot of bad shit, but I think the jump that we saw was after this stuff was given out. John Poole. So one of the incidents, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was the 11-year-old, just recent. He loaded the weapon. The weapon was empty. He loaded it. And again, I mean, like a lot of gun owners teach their kids how to use firearms. This kid loaded up the weapon and did what he did. Again, there's something else going on, and I want to blame the arm ticket so badly, but I know that there are other factors as well that could be adding to it. Again, it could solely be video games. I don't know. It could be the bad dieting in the video games. It could be the arm ticket, the dieting, and the video games. It could be that the father's a shitty father. Who knows? But the amount of violence that's going on is insane. Rob Reiner, right? His son, what he did to his parents. Apparently, what he did to Rob Reiner was like out of control. Like it was the way he massacred his father screamed hate. Now, Rob Reiner's son has always been a psych patient for as long as I can remember. Um, it's he's just been a bad guy. He was always a bad dude. He had something bad with him. Now, listen, man, if you have a little dangerous freak living in your home, it's time to lock him away. Maybe not under the stairs, but definitely in a facility somewhere. I mean, like, listen, you know you got a fucking dangerous freak living in your house. You see the kid. You try to play it off like, oh, he's going to grow out of it one day. No, that dangerous little freak is a freak, and you can see it in his eyes. And you've seen, and the crazy shit, these parents seen it in their eyes. I'd look at little dangerous freaks and go, that kid's going to kill the whole family one day. I mean, it hasn't happened, but I remember one kid, this kid has Satan in his eyes. I saw it. I've never felt or seen something so evil in my life. This kid just had it, man. I don't know what became. Actually, no, that's a lie. That's a lie. He did something. I remember asking about him a bunch of years ago, and he did something bad. And I remember saying I was right because you could see the evil in his face. You could see the evil in his face. But yeah, like I said, guys, you got a little demon freak in your house. You know what a little demon freak looks like. You know. But yeah, put that kid away, man. You know, and the other thing is maybe it's soft parenting as well. Maybe it's like, oh, Damien, right from Omen, right? Oh, Damien, don't do that. Put the knife down, Damien. You don't do that with the knife, like that kind of shit. If you put the knife down, I'll give you a cookie, right? And that's soft parenting, pussy bullshit. That's probably part of it as well. Who knows? But I see this trend is only going to get worse. Listen, some of these kids they just need to be squared kicked through the wall, straight right through the wall. You know, I mean, like I again, a lot of parents are like, well, either soft or I don't know, man, but it's bad. It's bad. Sorry. Trail name. I saw that video too, where the kid destroyed the entire home. I mean, listen, I saw one where the guy was breaking the door down because the mother took the game away. The guy was like 25 or 26 years old. I responded right. I think it was before COVID. Before I took my hiatus. I mean, I'm pretty sure it was right before I took my hiatus. This kid destroyed the home, destroyed it. I mean, the apartment was a wreck, and the guy was like, "Oh, we can't. We don't want the cops involved. They might hurt him." I was like, "They might hurt. He needs to be hurt. What do you mean they might hurt him? This kid needs a beating, you know?" And they were just like, "Oh, we don't want too much problems here." I'm like, "Yo, I'd have been like, let me get this kid and fucking put him in a headlock. Fuck that." And he was older. He was like 17, 18 years old. I mean, so he wasn't a kid exactly, but again, these rage moments, man, these kids raging out, yo, kick him in the chest. You know, take your belt off and chase him around the house. Do something. You know, and again, man, if you have a dangerous kid, you know what that dangerous kid looks like. We've all seen Damien, right? We all seen the Omen. We all seen Cujo. Though Cujo's a dog, still same thing, dangerous, right? We've all seen what bad kids look like, and then what evil kids look like. You got to take that little evil homo and put him right in the fucking insane asylum. Take that little dick and kick him right into the insane asylum. And people don't. The people want to ignore it, man. They're just like, oh, he'll grow out of it. Yeah, he'll grow out of it. Then he'll put a hockey mask on and start chasing kids around a camp. You know, I mean, I don't understand this. So again, you had the VR gargle kid. You had the 11-year-old boy who just again shot his father, but it wound up being his adoptive dad. Not that it makes a difference. Then you had this guy. This kid was older, if I'm not mistaken. He had to be in his 20s. He killed his mother with a brick. So he took a brick, beat her up with it, and then decided to Snapchat his sister as his mother was passing away. This is guys becoming more of a problem. More of a problem. I've never seen anything in my entire life like that. Jupiter said, "No child is born evil. Kids absorb what is around them." I guess you haven't seen Omen because I've seen some evil kids out there. There's just some bad blood, but just something bad at them. Do not send your sociopathic kid. Yeah, listen, that's exactly what's going on, man. Again, the soft parenting. But anyway, after the guy did that, he Snapchat his sister, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, from what I've read, I remember him reading that he was laughing in the background as he was Snapchatting his sister, his mother passing away. His mother ultimately wound up passing away. Now, this guy looked like an EDP. He looked like an EDP. An EDP, for those that don't know, is an emotionally disturbed person. That's what we used to call them. I don't know if they call them EDPs anymore because someone got offended and was like, "You can't call us crazy. We're not emotionally disturbed. We're emotionally challenged people. Okay, whatever, crazy man. You know, and this kid looked like an EDP. Like um, I've never seen such EDPism in my life. And then this kid you know, bricked his mother and then Snapchatted. Never seen such shit. And again, that's becoming a common thing. Common theme is to off your parents because you don't like what they did, because they disciplined you. Now, again, the 11-year-old boy, what people are failing to realize is the father was doing what a father was supposed to do. Tell the kid to go to sleep. You got school. You could play with your Nintendo. What was it again? Switch. You could play with your Nintendo Switch tomorrow. That's pretty much what he told the kid. Now the mother, surviving the mother, has to deal with the fact that she adopted Damien, that she adopted this little piece of shit that wind up offing her husband. That's the regret this woman has to live with for the rest of her life now. Her husband is gone because they thought they were doing the right thing by adopting this little homo of a kid. You know? That's gonna eat at her for the rest of her life if she doesn't swallow a bullet first. I mean, that has to be the worst way to be. Your son or your adoptive son offing your husband because your husband's trying to do the right thing, and this kid couldn't get it and click and said, you know what, I'm gonna kill daddy. You know, it's a bad way to go, man. Bad way to go. Listen, Franny, this whole adopting kids shit, yo, it's insane. This adopting a kid shit is absolutely insane. I had a buddy. He I had a buddy. He adopted two girls, and he was having trouble with them. I don't know what the extent of the trouble was, but I just know he was having some trouble. And yeah, it just wound up being bad. And I'm like, I'll never adopt a kid because you don't know what you're gonna get. You're gonna get a mix. Listen, you're adopting a mixed bag of nuts, and you don't know what the fuck you're gonna get. You don't know if you're gonna get cashews. You don't know if you're gonna get fucking macadamia, or you're gonna get the worst of them all, just a regular peanut. And that shit's fucking no good. So you're getting this mixed bag of feelings, emotions. You don't. This kid might have experienced some trauma. That's why a lot of people want babies for the most part, because at least with a baby you can raise it from, like, infant stage to a young adult. But you adopt anything over the age of 5 or 6, you're gonna get like Chucky in your apartment, running around with a knife, stabbing things. You don't want that, And so, adopting a kid, man, is just bad. Especially a kid that had parents that were probably drug addicts. You do not want that kid. Throw it away. Take that kid and throw him in the trash can because he's no good. And the worst part about it is there's so many kids in these adoption agencies that nobody wants because of these stories of the bad kid that does shit like this. I'm like, yo, put Mobutu back in a box and send them back to Africa. We don't want him here because he's crazy, right? Bad seed theory. But yeah, it's bad out there, man. At least from what I'm reading and seeing. And listen, some of these kids, a lot of these kids, rather, excuse me, they're flesh and blood, right? They're biological. So now you got to sleep with one eye open. Like if you got a little psych patient running around your home, you got to sleep with one eye open, right? If you have to lock your doors, if you have to lock your doors, and sleep with one eye open, you got to get rid of that kid, man. You got to take him to Shady Acres and you got to leave him there. Like I said, my buddy that was going through it, he adopted two kids, and I think they were both damaged because of drugs. But again, I don't know the extent of how bad that got. So real quick, we're going to go over a couple of cases that are current. All of these cases from last year, actually. So you had Justin, Eve, and you know the craziness about this? Out of all of these kids that are off from their parents, at least once a year or maybe twice, They're girls. What is that saying about the psychology of men or psychological damage of men that they're doing this? Right? Again, Rob Reiner's son did what he did. And Rob Reiner's son was a psych patient. I know that they're more psychologically damaged men, but there's something to be said when girls are far few in between. So anyway, this guy, Justin E. Rizzo, the case was back in October 21st of 2025. Land O'Lakes, Florida. That's a real fucking place. Land O'Lakes, Florida. I didn't know that. I thought it was fucking milk. Anyway, so the details of this case is he was his 40-year-old mother and teacher, a 40-year-old mother and teacher, Justine, excuse me, 40-year-old mother and teacher arrested for allegedly offering her 6-year-old son. Now, I've been seeing a lot of that too. A lot of parents, guys, a lot. I meant to actually lead with that. A lot of parents are offering their kids. Now, this one, if I'm not mistaken, if I remember right, this is the autistic one. This is the mother who offed her kid because he was autistic. And I think she offed herself. I think she tried. But there was another one that was also autistic. Whatever. Anyways, let me finish reading. Sorry. So Mortz claimed she snapped during a confrontation with her son who had autism, was banging his head on the floor. After choking him until he became unresponsive, she attempted to cut her wrist but failed. There was another lady, I'm not sure if it was the same, but she offed her. No, it was a different lady because it was her daughter. And she offed herself and her daughter because she was lonely. And nobody would date her because she had a severely autistic daughter. That's what it was. And I think that was this week or last week. But yeah, so that was earlier this year, or rather in October, sorry. Another case, Colin Griffin case, February 5th of 2025 last year, of Polk County, Florida. Colin Griffin's a 17-year-old was accused of stabbing his mother till she stopped moving, claims she lunged at him with a knife, resulting in her fatal injury. The judge found him not guilty of first-degree murder and kidnapping. Interesting. Again, 17 years old, stabbed his mother, and he got off on it. Travis Ray Graff case, October 21st, 2025, Miami-Dade County, Florida. Travis Graff is 43 years old, facing charges for the murder of his mother, one of the owner of Canoe's Berry Farm. Okay. A competency hearing is going on to determine his ability to stand trial, as he has a history of brain injury affecting his judgment. I remember that case. Now, he could definitely get away with that case because I think he had that brain injury in a motorcycle accident or car accident. It's one of the two. But if I remember that right. Devin Brian Johnson. This is September 18, 2025. There must be something wrong with Florida. These are all in Florida. Cape Coral or Coral, Florida. Devin Johnson was arrested for the brutal murder of his 69-year-old mother, Rosemary Johnson. She was found with multiple stab wounds. These people love stabbing their parents. Johnson has a history of domestic violence and drug abuse. He probably came home, asked his mother for some money. She said, no, you're a loser. And he plugged her full of holes with a knife. There's a lot of bad shit going on in Florida, apparently. Anyway, my point, guys, is that a lot of these kids are killing their parents. Devin Brian Johnson most likely wasn't a kid because his mother's 69. So he's got to be in his 20s or 30s. Most likely his 30s or 40s, maybe. And Justine is a mother. And the other one was Travis, 43 years old. Something is going on. I've never heard of so many kids offing their parents. Really haven't. What is going on? I don't even want to know. You know what? I don't even want to know. Sorry. Anyway. Guys, again, people are not talking about this problem, and it's becoming an epidemic. And I don't know if they're ignoring it on purpose, or they're just not seeing it, or they're equating this violence to video games. I'm not sure. But something is definitely up. Weed doesn't make you psychotic. No, weed doesn't make you psychotic. Just makes you lazy, stupid, and slow. I am not a fan of weed. Never have been, never will. Um, I know we all have our vices, but like weed, I think is the reason why they're passing it. It's because it makes everybody docile. So when they start doing what they need to do, people are like, it's okay, man. It's all, I got my weed, and then that bullshit, that act. Anyway, guys, tonight on the Angry Truth channel, we're going to talk about more health problems heading our way. Um, in particular, there's a couple of more problems with the arm ticket. So we're going to talk about that. And one of them is, well, I'll tell you in the video. But yeah, it's definitely a problem with this stuff that they released. And the crazy shit is we're only 6 years in. 6. I can't wait to what 10, 20, 10, 15, and 20 look like of people taking the stuff. Now, people that are still taking the stuff, I think they're taking placebos. I honestly think they're taking the fake shit at this point. But a lot of people, guys, are suddenly getting Mr. C. They're getting it fast, lightning fast. They're trying to sit there and tell us, oh, the scanning system was down for a year. So, my ass it is. There's no way. But the new thing that just popped up is insane. I'm like, you kidding me? Again, we didn't take it, so we don't have anything to worry about, but we're going to see a lot more people with problems. And the crazy shit, guys, now is that every time we hear somebody with cancer, I know that most of us, our brain goes back to, did they take the arm ticket? Did they take it? And that's where we stay. Because you're like, how did this fucking 30-year-old or 14-year-old or 40-year-old or 60-year-old, early 60s, excuse me, get, cancer? How did this 18 and 15-year-old get it? And that was a crazy, and Keith, that was the argument from the beginning. The argument was like, if you need to re it up every year, clearly it doesn't work. You should only be able to take it once and be fine. But anyway. Yeah, listen, the shedding Yardbird, they were talking about that in the first couple of weeks of taking it. Sort of like the, what was the stuff that people used to get on their arm? And they told you that you couldn't pick the scab because you would spread it. What the hell was that? Was it measles? Right? The measles one that they used to stick in the arm? It's almost the same thing, except for this stuff comes, as they say, emits through the body and, breathing and shit like that, and possibly through sex. Possibly. But they said that was within the first couple of days of getting the shot. So, thank you, Kimberly. Thank you for the heads up. So, yeah, it could be that, right? I definitely know a couple of people who took it. So, smallpox, thank you. Was it smallpox, right? The little needle in the arm thing? Yeah, all right. Smallpox, thank you. And they told people they had to be careful. Don't disrupt the scab. Leave it alone. Don't pick it. Don't lick it. Like, why would you lick a scab? Whatever. Anyway, yeah, so there's that. But this stuff has a different mechanism or way of traveling through the body to other people. So there was a video a while ago, if I remember right, somebody who didn't take the stuff had it in their system, and they thought they got it from their wife or their husband. I know that they were married because I remember thinking, man, they got it through sex. That's insane, But why are we bringing up Screech? D's nuts. Bill Gates is not in that place yet because he's heavily guarded. You think Bill Gates walk around without any guards? Come on, man. Like he has people protecting him. He ain't stupid, especially being that his name keeps popping up in different projects that are going around the world. He needs people to to protect him. Because if not, at the very least, he has people protecting him so he doesn't get kidnapped for ransom, right? King of Appalachia said, "My buddy is a surgeon and has verified." 10-4. But then that would mean I would have it on board, right? I work with people that had it. Though the first couple of weeks everybody got it, I probably left a couple of days later after everyone getting it, right? Because I hit October 30th and I was offline. I'm like, I'm that far behind? Okay, there it is. I have a scar from chickenpox fading away. Look into the Club of Rome. D's, I've heard of that before. I never looked into it, but I probably will now. But someone had told me that a while back. Look into the Club of Rome. Listen, there's a lot of stuff going on, man. There's a thing in Patagonia going on now. Apparently, Chile now has fires. Right? Argentina had wildfire. Chile has a forest fire going on right now. Coincidentally, the same area that they're looking to sell off to Israel. Um, though Mamdani, guys, apparently at this, let me see if I could find this real quick before I go off the air. There was an article going around. Hold on, there it is. So apparently, Mamdani made a statement, and I couldn't verify it. But Mamdani made a statement about making New York City an open carry. Yeah, but I couldn't verify whether or not it was real. And if that is real, that's insane. If that's real, that's insane. But knowing what he is and how he is, I doubt it. But if that's real, that's the most insane shit I've ever seen. I love it when you say that. Okay, I guess. But anyway, so again, guys, a lot of shit's going on. There's just too many things going on, and I don't know. I mean, you can't keep track of all of it. I mean, you could try. There's just so much going on. I mean, listen, the increased amount of people we're going to start seeing passing away, that's going to, like I said, that's going to start getting scary. We're definitely going to see some interesting nonsense with that. You know, again, Trump was in Davos and he made a couple of interesting, like signing into law, not having corporations buy homes. When he was talking about BlackRock, right? So I can't believe he said that at Davos. So he went to Davos and he broke some balls. So I'm like, okay, let's see where this goes. But all right, the fact that he wants to take the power away from corporations buying homes, I thought that was a good move. But that was pretty interesting. Appalachia of King said this storm is what you should be focused on. I'm not worried about the storm. Like I said, I'll probably do a live stream either tomorrow night or Saturday night. I'll talk about it, but I mean, I guess, man. But the last time, man, they said the storm winter century's coming. At least here in New York City, it was flurries. The storm wound up getting pushed out more to the ocean, and we got like the outskirts of the storm, and it was flurries. Keep in mind, this is a few years ago because De Blasio was in office, and they shut the city down for flurries. So yeah, wait till it hits, man. If it hits and it hits hard, then we'll know, and then we'll start getting reports from out in the Midwest before it hits us anyway, so we'll get an idea of what we're looking at. But the way the storm is tracking is absolutely dead center going to hit the tri-state area, right? So that's New York, New Jersey, Connecticut. So we're definitely in the path of it. But whatever, man, we'll be okay. We'll be all right. The fact that people are, the fact that people are, worried about this, I'm worried about them. I'm like, what are you worried about? We'll be okay. Even if it turns into the storm of the century, we'll be fine. Yeah, Brian, they called it a blizzard stream. But we shall see. Because if I played my cards right, I could. That'd be a lot. So maybe not. No, I probably could swing it. We'll see. Might do a blizzard stream on Saturday. If not, Sunday night when the storm kicks off. But yeah, it should be fine. Now the worrying part actually that I did miss in the video that I'm releasing tomorrow is that there is a cold snap, and a lot of people could see. Thank you, Alorf, -40 with the wind chill, right? So you could see that. And then Z question goes 63 in Phoenix. Nice. But that's the more worrying part, the worry about the cold. But I ran across an article that used the ultimate scare tactic. You'll see it in the video tomorrow. I promise you it'll be worth the watch because you're going to be like, what in the hell? Like, I said what I said in the beginning of the video, and then when I started researching it, I'm like, wait a second. I ran into an article that said something I was joking about. So when you watch the video, you're going to be like, oh, shit. Hudson, thank you for the heads up, man. So yeah, a lot of people said they're going to see below zero. Some people are going to be in a minus. It is what it is, man. We'll be okay. Just dress warm, man. Put on your winter shorts. You'll be fine. I wear winter shorts. It'll be all right, man. You're not going to freeze to death unless you're a drug addict and you get high and you forgot where you were and you pass out in the snow. That could happen. That actually happened to a buddy of mine. He got high in the wintertime and died of hypothermia. You know. So, and it sucked that he died that way. I mean, he was older too. I mean, if I'm 49, he would have been like 53, 54, and maybe 55, and he died fucking getting high, and he passed out in between two cars, and he froze to death. Isn't that some shit? Having someone die in the city of hypothermia is super rare. So when I heard he died of that, I was like, are you kidding me? And when I found out how it happened, I'm like, that makes sense. It sucks, but it makes sense. So, it be what it be. Anyway, guys, I will see some of you guys on the Angry Truth channel. We're going to talk about a new problem that just popped up with the ARM ticket. And it's probably not that new. It's probably been reported for a year or so. But yeah, you're going to... you should definitely check this one out because I thought it was interesting. And it was sent to me by Prepper Revelator, by the way. He stays on top of that shit. Anyway, guys, I will see a lot of you guys in a couple of minutes. Hopefully, I'll have a live stream either, most likely not tomorrow night because I might get hired. But I'll see you guys Saturday night or Sunday night for the Blizzard live stream. Especially if it's blizzarding. We're gonna watch it together out, probably out that window. If it looks good. All right. Anyway, guys, other than that, thank you for joining me. Appreciate it as always. I will see some of you guys later tonight and the rest of you guys hopefully at the Winter Blizzard Live. All right, guys. Good night.